Okay, many blessings, everybody. How are you? I'm here with, well, even though she needs no introduction, I'll give her one anyway. My dear soul sister, Salini is here with us today. We are going to be, working with you throughout this whole ascension process because it's really an ongoing thing, right? So obviously, we've been working on ways to be able to help you with that. So, and in an effort to help you have a better existence in your life. We asked Salini to come back in here. Just give us a few minutes about what's going on, what people are feeling. And again, let's talk about our experiences we're doing, about how we're helping people get through that. So much love to you, my sister. How are you?
Great. We just had a Reiki class. Everybody just left and energy is high. We're getting people pushed up into the next vibration and higher frequencies so that they can stay well.
I love it. I love it. How's the site going? Everything good there?
Yeah, everything's starting to move. Mercury retrograde ended on Friday, so that was a big help. And I can see things are starting to happen again. So it's going to be a busy week of lots of good information. But even more than that, I just want to share to your audience that today is the beginning of the golden age. I don't know if that makes sense to people. It probably seems like we're already in there. But it's actually a moment of time when energy is going to enter the earth to anchor all of us people who are awakened so that we can press through the final stages of the transformation. So I'm real excited about that. And I'm going to be with April on Thursday talking more about that.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. And I appreciate, your diligence and the effort that you're doing. I mean, you're pretty much working around the clock, really trying to help people. I know at all hours of the night, I get you, I see it out there, so that's awesome there. So I wanted to also talk to you, Salini. We've been in the recent weeks, you've had Danielle, Dr. David on. I've had Danielle and Dr. David on. We've been all together. We're really figuring out solutions. But I wanted to talk to you about, again, just to revisit as we start to go through the time, because this is literally turning in for many people into that ascension relief way of doing it. What's your experience been with it as we move forward here, as the time goes on? Here we are probably another month or two later since we last spoke about it. How are you feeling with this as a solution tool for people to help them through their ascension journey?
Well, I'm seeing some changes for myself and for my clients. And all my clients are telling me that it's dramatically improved. In fact, one of my Reiki students was talking about it, and she's been on it for months, and I'm going to be interviewing her. And she said it's given her a ton more energy. For me, I feel like I'm still moving through the changes. I definitely have less pain. And that's been kind of a steady throughout my whole life. And I've always had to sleep on a magnet pad, which I'm not doing now. The energy is like slowly getting better and better. And I feel like it's more than just the ASEA. I mean, we're going through the release of the shadow on the planet. And I'm a transmuter. I'm a sacred alchemist. So the shadow's been passing through my field for transmutation. And as a result, that's very draining for me. And I'm really glad that I had the ASEA to help me with that, because otherwise it's just like bedtime 24/7. And at least with ASEA, I can keep going.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah, the sustainability.
Exactly.
Yeah, the sustainability is most certainly there. I noticed that too. Salini, we actually had me and April, I didn't tell you this, so we're all learning about it together, but April and I actually went and met this weekend in person with Danielle and Dr. David, who, we've all been interviewed, right? So they actually, we went to one of their events and seminars and kind of found out about what else is there, but they got a couple other cool things here. And I want to just point out to your audience, which I think could really help people with further on with the breakthrough, but they came out with these cell performances, right? So one is actually the mind. The most popular one that's going right now that's just been flying off the shelf for people is energy. There's an ASEA energy, right? So people are using that in conjunction with that. And of course, mood, and you know what mood does. But I tell you, they've really, I think they've really gotten this from the galactics or something like that. What's your intuitive compass as you're working with that, knowing like when you take a look at you personally ingesting this technology, where do you feel like it's coming from? Who do you think gave it to them?
Well, to me, this feels like a quantum healing product, like something that's going to take us into the quantum level of consciousness, because it's restoring DNA and cells to wholeness. And nothing could be more important because of the impact of the negative ones that are, tormenting us here on the planet, and all the poisons and toxins and especially the energy weaponry that's going on all over the world. This is a counteractive measure that can prevent us from being damaged and can restore the DNA and restore the cellular structure so that we don't have to continue to decline, which is what they want.
Yeah.
And instead, we're gonna climb instead of decline, or we're gonna climb beyond what they have in store for us to our greatest potential. And that can happen when your cells are being properly nourished and they're given hydration and oxygen and the redox, that antioxidant formula that's coming from the ASEA. And it's causing cells to be restored. I'm noticing that my skin is healing. And rashes have been with me my whole life, and some of it is stress and some of it is food allergies. But like my skin is, it's dealing with the inflammatory effects of life. And inflammation is actually the cause of almost all diseases. I mean, I shouldn't say all diseases, but there's karma and other things. But inflammation is a cofactor in what creates problems in your body. So when you're taking a product that prevents or assists with that, then you're going to prevent things that could go wrong down the road. So this is like a stabilizing quantum healing product that we need as a building block for ourselves.
Do you think that every household should have it at this point in this juncture in humanity?
I would certainly recommend it for everybody. I mean, I know not everybody's got the same amount of money, but it's certainly been worthwhile for me. It really has been. That's all I can say. And my skin, I've noticed my facial skin is better too. So I'm putting it on my skin every day. Now I have clients who are burned or have gone bald, and they're putting it on their hair and on their skin where they've been burned. It's helping them. So, the results are showing that everybody's benefiting. I haven't really had any complaints from anybody at all. So that right there is a advertisement for, yes, it should be there for everybody.
Nope. So I got Salini's link scrolling there, everybody. There'll be a contact form over there, and I'm also going to put in a number here so you can reach out for enrollment assistance. And let me just write that in there.
Yeah, and I'm using it. It's actually helping me with digestion right now. That's been a big problem for me. So I notice I'm healing there. It's just like a little bit of everything. And I notice it touching every area of my life. So
it really is. It's like these subtle changes that come through there,
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely pretty cool there. I want to ask you this too, just as we go through it, because there you go, everybody. I got a number right here for enrollment assistance. Don't try to order yourself, seriously, because it is kind of a bumpy process. And as you go through it and you don't know what you don't know, we'll walk you through how to do that. If you're already have purchased ASEA and you want to take a look at ordering some of these right here that just came out, the mind, the mood, and the energy, just again, call the same number and we'll get you hooked up there, and then Salini's links right there. So definitely reach out on that, because it's a real pivotal time in humanity. We've been talking about this since we've known you, and it's just getting more and more. Everything that you've been saying about what would happen is coming. It's getting closer to coming to where it needs to be, or ahead, if you would. And so just getting people prepared for this is just crucial.
Well, I'm going to be talking in more detail with April about what's coming on Thursday. But it's really important for people to understand, if you want to survive the transformation, you can't sit on the sofa anymore and just kind of be an observer, and you can't just like talk about it and all that. We have to get proactive in every area: spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. And ASEA will assist you with like clearing your mind, building your cells, like especially the DNA, which is what they're targeting. We want our DNA to remain strong and to go up to 12 strands. I'm the one who's going to talk about that stuff, the spiritual stuff. And your DNA is going to expand to 12 strands. And you can't do that without the proper spiritual nourishment as well as physical nourishment. You also can't grow spiritually if you're mentally or emotionally stunted or hurt or wounded, or if there's some kind of energy block or mental block. And I can work on you with that. But ASEA will assist with moving you through all of that. A lot of people are telling me they're mentally clearer.
Yeah.
And, I'm pretty mental anyway, but I just noticed that I'm more alert and I'm not so tired. And, it's kind of a slow process I'm seeing happening. The most dramatic thing is the pain and the skin.
That's beautiful. I love it.
I mentioned that to you before, that I have this chronic hip issue from all the trauma I went through. And that's like, wow, when I put the ASEA on it and on my knee as well, it just goes away. The pain goes away. So
I love it. I
that
love
tells
it.
me that it's drawing the trauma out, And so when you're healing yourself, you want your cells to like get the message that you're loved, that they are loved and nourished. And when you're talking to your cells with your mouth and also your mind, and then with something like ASEA, you're nourishing your cells. And then they can take the next leap forward. It's just like a child, learning to ride a bike or something. You want to give them encouragement, and then they bump up to the next level of proficiency. Well, we're going to be bumped up to the next level of human potential. And that is important, that we have the proper building blocks. So ASEA is one of those building blocks.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's why we're such an advocate of it. That's why we're showing up here doing these, and to really do this grassroots approach, because we've talked about all these things that would be happening, and it's for us to get prepared, for us to go from the carbon base to the crystalline light body, if you would. This is helping us do that. It's really helping that transition, because that can be a bumpy ride, and I know many of you feel that. It can be a bumpy ride as we go through that transition. This is going to help. This is a great shock absorber, I think.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I didn't think to say it yet, that this is what's happening to everybody on earth who has decided to awaken. You're going to leave behind your 3D body. And I know it's a hard concept to understand. It's carbon. It's a carbon body, and it's a carbonization, a manifestation of thoughts from thousands of years that becomes carbon. That's why they carbon date dinosaurs and animals and skeletons and stuff to see what year they arrived. But carbonized thinking is what your body really is. And that's what this is, such an incredible shift, to go into a crystalline basis of your body and your cells, that it requires extra nutrition and extra work, like meditation and all of that. And that's what I'm feeling. It's like I'm feeling this heaviness that's happening because I can feel my body changing into crystalline, and I'm not needing very much food.
I noticed that too, Salini. I noticed that same thing. You know what else I've noticed, Salini? Because I'm a sugarholic, both me and April. And I've noticed my sugar cravings have significantly gone down. It's like all of a sudden, like one day I woke up, I'm like, I'm not even craving it hardly at all. So that's a good thing, I guess. You know what I mean? As far as just trying to get rid of that, your body's getting acclimated. And look, if you think about it, people look for such an instant fix. And look, you got to understand and be real about it, is that your body has had all these years of taking all these toxins. I mean, give it a minute. You know what I mean? Let it do its job. Let it circle through and clean up what's there so you can break through.
Well, I don't talk about this very much, but at one time I was a licensed colon hydrotherapist, and people don't realize how many toxins are in their colon. Yeah. And it can be there for 40 years and you don't even know it until you do a real cleanse, which has to do with water, colonics, and a lot of various other things. You can do it with like green drinks sometimes and stuff, but the colon needs to expel the coating that ends up on it over years and years of improper eating. And what happens when you get a coating on the inside of your intestine is it no longer absorbs nutrients. And so, when the body's trying to expel toxins, instead it reabsorbs them if you have a block on the inside of the wall of your intestines. So it's another way that ASEA can help us, as it bypasses all that. It goes directly into your body. It doesn't need to go through the entire digestive tract. It kind of gets absorbed right away, in your mouth and everything, with the soft tissue and the mucous membrane in your mouth. So, and then when you put it on your skin, it's going right in too.
Yeah, I love that. I've been putting on my hair a lot too, and everybody, this is just really an outreach. It's a really loving outreach from us all to really let you know the technology's here. People are getting the benefit of it. People are starting to much more easier, start to go through the process with this. It's the thing. You know what I mean? It's the thing that's out here right now. I mean, we joke about it, but it's blue. Maybe did it come from the Palladians? I don't know. But, but it is something.
I don't know. I haven't tried to ask that question yet.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that on the show. But if you haven't tried it yet, go to Salini's website, hit the contact form, reach out with any questions, call or text that number that's there. We'll walk you through it. It really should be. If you're not on it right now, more than likely you will be on it. Okay, it's really one of those things that our bodies are going to more and more require, because these are cells. As we age, those cells start to die off. We just need to fill the tank back up. It's just logic, everybody. We're losing more of the gas in the engine. We just need to put more of the gas back in the engine when we get there. That's why it's so crucial for everybody, to really look at this seriously at this point in this juncture in life. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, we're not going to be allowed to lollygag along during this stage of the awakening. That's the message I received over the weekend, is that we're going to be moving much more rapidly in an ascension process, but so our hard stuff's going to keep going on. So we need to be in our strength and not in our addictions and our whatever bad habits we may have from many years past. This is a time to purify. And that's another thing. You're going to go through a detox with ASEA. And, my clients go through detox all the time. I do a lot of different techniques with them, and this will make it a little less painful. This cleans you out. So go for it. It's worth it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I know, Soul Sister, I know you're making the rounds. You got a lot of people to save over the world. So thanks for taking a minute with me and coming out and, just letting people know the importance of this and really getting it out there. So again, everybody, the number's there. Salini's links scrolling at the bottom. Salini, real quick before you love and leave us, your new site, where do you want people to reach out to you to contact more information?
Yeah, my new website has gone live. I've got the interviews are going to start going up this week. And I'm going to have special anointings, and various classes are going to go on my paid membership and on my mystery school. So you're going to want to sign up for the Golden Age anointing and some of the other things that are about to happen. So that's salini.love. I also, my book, you can get my book. Let me hand you that. Right here. And this is going to explain a lot on how to do all the different things that we're doing. And this coming weekend, I'm teaching Reiki 2, and I'm going to have Reiki 1 and 2 in July in person at my house. So if you haven't taken Reiki, it's going to catapult you into your future along with ASEA. So join me at salini.love. And also every Sunday night, I do a Reiki Healing Circle live on Zoom. And it's free. Everybody's welcome.
Well, you're one hell of a teacher, and we love you for your service. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And
namaste.
Namaste to you. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us, as you always do. Again, click on the link, salini.love, check out our courses, check out what's going on, and she'll be consistently keeping that updated. So much love to you, everybody. Wishing you much love.
You too.
Okay, we'll see y'all next time. Thank you. Namaste.